Bradley Riches has hinted that Emmerdale co-star Kev Townsend could make a big comeback, only weeks after Chris Coggill's final appearance aired. Kev dramatically left the village in November after threatening husband Robert Sugden and Aaron Dingle with a sword. Realising he had no future, as Robin's bond couldn't be broken, he felt he had no option but to walk away from the Dales permanently. However, he was later drawn back by John Sugden. Determined to reunite with Aaron, John attempted to persuade Kev to murder Robert before ending his own life. The scheme failed badly when Kev chose instead to alert Aaron, ultimately saving him and earning a sense of redemption. In the end, he once again departed the Dales for good, though not before briefly visiting his son, Lewis. Kev certainly left a lasting impression during his stint on the ITV soap, and with the possibility of a return still open, fans are wondering if he could reappear. Speaking to Radio Times at the Attitude 101 event, Bradley shared, "It feels like it's meant to happen. Everyone adored Kevin. He was complicated and humorous, and I think Lewis and Kev share a strange unspoken connection. It would be a mistake not to explore that further. In short, yes, we want Kev to return, bring him back." As viewers wait to see if Kev re-enters the picture, Lewis has found a pleasant distraction in Vinny Dingle. With a little help from interfering relatives, their playful flirtation is beginning to develop into something more serious. The Heartstopper actor teased upcoming developments in the growing romance and suggested there are groundbreaking storylines ahead. He added, "Their relationship grows from the friendship they create, which is why there's uncertainty about where they stand. But once they find stability, I believe it will be really positive." Being neurodivergent and autistic, I'm keen to see how relationships unfold without the typical communication styles people expect. There are unique challenges you don't always witness in everyday life. Fans have eagerly supported the pairing, excited about a fresh couple in the Dales after years of watching the turbulent Robron saga. "We're not trying to replace Robron," Bradley joked. "They're iconic in their own way, but it's refreshing to watch a younger character figure out his sexuality and personal boundaries. Showing a relationship involving someone who is neurodivergent is different and meaningful, and it's important to represent that on screen." Laurel is left fighting for her life after a terrifying confrontation with her son Arthur Thomas in Emmerdale. Although Ray and Celia are no longer around, trouble continues in the village as Arthur's darker nature resurfaces when he discovers that Laurel attended Ray Walter's funeral. To him, it's unthinkable that she would pay respects to someone he considers a monster. Actress Charlotte Bellamy explains, "Arthur simply can't grasp why she would want to say farewell to someone he views as evil." For Laurel, however, attending the burial represents closure. Charlotte suggests Laurel feels compelled to see things through and say goodbye to the version of Ray she once knew. With her past and her faith, especially after her relationship with Ashley, this act holds deep personal meaning. Arthur's anger may seem understandable, given the devastation Ray caused. Yet it's striking that he labels Ray a monster, considering the shocking act he goes on to commit himself. Attempting to calm the situation, Laurel tries to reason with her son, partly blaming herself for allowing Ray into their lives. But the conversation soon spirals out of control. Overcome with fury, Arthur lashes out and pushes his mother. She tumbles down the stairs, strikes her head, and loses consciousness. The situation becomes critical, and Laurel is rushed to hospital. Charlotte reveals, Laurel falls badly and hits her head, leaving her concussed. That incident leads into another storyline. I can't reveal too much, but she ends up being taken to hospital. Arthur's violent outburst sparks a new chapter in the drama and raises a pressing question. Will Laurel expose what her son has done? Charlotte reflects that the plot also explores how far a parent will go to shield their child. Laurel doesn't want others to judge Arthur harshly. Admitting that her son pushed her would invite condemnation, and as a mother, her instinct is to protect him. However, trying to keep such a dangerous and volatile secret hidden could lead to even greater heartbreak down the line. The strain of concealing Arthur's violent actions may take a heavy emotional toll on Laurel, and it raises the chilling possibility that this could be the start of a deeper abuse storyline, exploring the complex and frightening dynamics between Arthur and his mother. Emmerdale's Moira faces grim reality in prison despite shocking confession. Emmerdale's Moira Dingle remains trapped in prison for a double crime she did not commit, and even a confession from someone else may not be enough to secure her freedom. While her family and friends cling to the hope that justice could finally prevail, Moira herself is far less certain. The latest episodes of the ITV soap have explored the fallout from Beowulf admitting to killing Ray Walters, a confession that has shaken the village and cast new light on Moira's case. Last month, viewers saw flashbacks revealing the tragic chain of events that led to Ray's death. Bear accidentally killed the villain after Ray attempted to murder Bear's son, Paddy Dingle, and teenager Dylan Penders. In the aftermath, Paddy and Dylan helped conceal the incident, but Ray's body was eventually discovered, leaving the Dingle family in turmoil. Bear's actions were the result of months of manipulation and abuse at the hands of Ray and Celia Daniels, a harrowing modern slavery storyline that left him deeply traumatized. Overwhelmed by guilt and unable to cope, Bear finally confessed to the authorities last week, hoping to set things right. Kane Dingle had been optimistic that Bear's confession could clear Moira's name. She is currently facing charges for the murders of Celia and Anya, the latter a fellow victim connected to Bear's storyline. Bear knows exactly what happened to Anya and who was responsible, raising the possibility that Moira could finally be exonerated. Despite Kane's hopefulness, Moira remains skeptical. The evidence against her is stacked high. Celia had meticulously framed her, and Joe Tate's tampering with ID documents only strengthened the case against her. Her DNA was discovered at the gravesite. A blanket used to wrap Anya's body belonged to her, and the location of the crime was on her property. All of these factors make it difficult for Moira to imagine a happy outcome. While she tells Kane not to raise his hopes too high, she quietly allows herself a flicker of optimism with a hesitant, "Who knows?" Actress Natalie J. Robb recently spoke to The Mirror, hinting that Moira's exit from the soap is not on the horizon. "If I were leaving, they would have told me," she said. "I've been lucky enough to secure another contract, so when the story was revealed, I knew it wouldn't be my exit. At that point, I wasn't entirely sure how long Moira would be in or how serious the allegations would be, but it certainly sets the stage for some intense drama." Natalie also teased the challenges Moira will face behind bars. "She will have to stand up for herself," she explained. "Word will spread about the modern slavery storyline, and there will be people who take offense. Moira will face physical confrontations, perhaps a black eye or grazed knuckles, but she will always fight back. Her resilience and determination to survive will be central to this next chapter of her story." As Moira navigates the harsh realities of prison life, viewers are left wondering whether Bear's confession will be enough to change her fate, or if she will remain trapped in a system stacked against her. Emmerdale airs weeknights at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and ITVX.